What's going on, guys? If I could get a mic check here. Hopefully I'm not having the same problem I had last week. I think this should be working here. If anybody's in the YouTube comments. Can you guys hear me all right? Just want to make sure the mic's working. If anybody's in the comments here, just to make sure I don't talk for 5 minutes and nobody can hear me like last time. Oh, we're good. All right. Perfect. What's going on, guys? Hopefully just a little bit, like 15 minutes here to discuss a few different charts I'm looking at this week, a few broader market thoughts. We've got obviously midterm elections on Tuesday, CPI data on Thursday. So again, I know you guys are probably exhausted, but we've got another week of very important catalysts that are going to shake the market. So give a few thoughts on those, a couple of different charts here. And I hope everyone got some time away from the screens this weekend. I know I did. It was pretty refreshing, ready to go this week, and we'll see if the market gives us anything. But I'll get started here in another 30 seconds, let people get in here, and then give the rundown. All right, so I've got the SPY daily chart up. I've got the 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average turned on. These are the red and blue lines here. And it's kind of an interesting formation here, I think, on SPY. I'll zoom in closer here. If you guys kind of look at this from a perspective of the last 3 days on SPY, these last 3 daily candles, so here, 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 just kind of this little formation locally here. If you remember midday, if anybody was in the Discord live voice, I was mentioning how I thought we were setting up into a daily bear flag pattern on SPY. And that was because this super notable lower wick on Friday's SPY candle wasn't there yet. It was still trading, I think, down here around 373, 374. And so it was not a pretty daily candle at all, and the volume was pretty low. And so what I thought we were going to see was a declining volume pattern here, which we don't see. Friday's volume was an increase. And I thought we were going to see a candle that closed much lower on this daily candle and did not have this increase in volume. That's not what we got, though. And so to me, when I look at this, I start to see a bear flag that's trying to invalidate, right? Because if we would have closed sub 375 and really around these 373, 374 area, even down to 372, if we would have closed a candle that looked like that without this lower wick at all, and the volume would have been, down around here, it would have been a declining volume pattern, I would have been probably swinging some puts over the weekend potentially. Didn't end up doing that, and so I think that this candle here might present some long opportunities this week. It's still very indecisive to me, but I think the upside potential here, especially with this volume gap we see, really above 378. 378 is the spot I'm definitely going to be watching. That's the biggest pivot I'm looking at on SPY to the upside this week, or early this week at least, tomorrow and Tuesday. Because if you guys remember on Friday, I was screaming that level. I'm like long over 378, short under 375. And we had that 15-minute candle trap at 378. So it was never able to confirm through that spot. And so it's definitely going to be the spot I'm watching tomorrow morning for if I'm going to be taking any SPY calls. Over 378, I'm long. Under it, I'm a little bit hesitant, and I'm short sub 375, I guess is the simplest way that I could put it here. And so, like I said, I think that this volume increase in this super notable lower wick is encouraging. I don't think it's something that was probably a great candle to go super long over the weekend. I'm not saying that, but I think that it's got a bigger chance than maybe people think. And so that kind of leads me over to Piton, which I know when you hear that ticker, you might think a few things at least. But I think the chart here on Piton, like obviously things at Piton are not good. But this chart here, to me, forget the earnings, forget the macro, forget that the company's probably not going to exist in a few years. The chart, to me, for a short-term trade is appealing. So we're going to be looking at, let's see, I guess I don't have any levels on Piton yet. Let's see. Definitely that 9 spot, right? Because you can see right away it's an important psych level. It's got multiple touches here. Multiple touches here, and so it aligns with the volume profile. Multiple points of confluence here as well, that $9 spot over here. And so that $9 spot being confirmed over and closed over on Friday, to me on Piton, does look appealing. And you note the pattern it's starting to set up in, with Friday's candle being lower volume than the high volume post earnings move up, right? And this is so it's not a name I think I expected to see the post earnings pattern that I like to trade on, but it is starting to show its hand here. And so I can't ignore a pattern like this being shown to me. And so I think that Piton is probably going to be my top watch in the morning off of open for because it's not a name I don't know if I want to take a long-term position on Piton. I think that it's probably just a name that I'll try to day trade in the morning tomorrow. So that's where my eyes are going to be off of open most likely. Again, I don't know where we open up, if it's going to be a gap down, gap up, flat, no idea. So but I will be watching Piton off of open. KHC was another one. This is probably the last chart I'm going to run through here specifically. And this is one, Snap Your Charts in the Discord. He loves this chart. He actually put this on my radar. And I totally agree with what he was seeing. And this is essentially a version of the post-earnings pattern I've been screaming, right? Because they reported here. It was a nice earnings beat, which is something I've been expecting out of these consumer staple names in Q4. I've given that thesis a ton of times. I think that these are the names that are kind of lead this Santa rally that we will see. Not that I'm super bullish into the end of the year, but I think that if there's a sector that's going to lead us into the end of the year, it's going to be these consumer staple names. And so I've got that thesis. I've got the technical pattern showing its hand that I love, and that's the earnings beat, high volume move up, rip, and then declining volume consolidation. Right? You see this volume right here. Not much happening compared to the volume that took it up. Not much going on with KHC. So this is a low volume pullback bull flag setup in my opinion. And it might be one that I'm watching for the 2K challenge account. And that's an account I'm going to try to get started Monday or Tuesday. It's just one that I don't want to force anything. I want to make sure it's the most favorable market conditions before I take a trade in that 2K challenge account. I know a lot of you guys are kind of waiting on that, and I'm excited to kind of tail some of those ideas. And that's something I'm going to try to get started on Monday or Tuesday. And KHC, just because of a few of everything I just explained right there, is appealing to me for maybe a 12-17 calls swing. And so I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be an eventful week. It's going to be a busy week. We've got CPI, which is like the mother of all catalysts, right? Because that's what this market's running off of right now. Inflation, is it going down? Is it cooling off? Is it sticky? So we will see what that CPI data reading on Thursday is. That's obviously the big one, and go from there. But I think my ideal Monday would be maybe a Piton calls day trade in the morning, catch some maybe SPY calls through 378, and then maybe get into some of those 1217s on KHC for a swing idea. So those are the three kind of things I want to execute tomorrow. I think that some patience is definitely warranted because of the indecision we see on the SPY daily candle, but I'm staying nimble. I'm not swinging anything over the weekend, and I'm going to try to let the market tell me what to do, because trying to be too smart with everything going on probably isn't the best idea. So if anybody's got any questions, comments on anything in the replies, feel free. But I think that's all I've got for tonight, guys. Hopefully I gave a decent run through of this SPY daily pattern. I'm thinking here would have been, in my opinion, a bear flag setting up, but a couple of things here: increase in volume and this super notable lower wick make me think that there is a chance that we could maybe push up to 385. And so we'll see what happens. I'll see you guys in the pre-market call that we do an hour before, and hopefully we can be consistent this week, because that's going to be what I'm focused on. I'm focused on being consistent this week. If the first two trades on tomorrow morning go my way, I'm definitely going to try to not call it a day, but be hesitant to take any more trades, because I think getting back into a consistent pattern of green is going to be good for my mental and probably all of your guys as well. So that's all I've got. Hope everyone has a good Sunday night, and I'll see you in the morning.